Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna be looking at Star Wars The Black Series Marrok from Ahsoka series. This is a character that when he first appeared in the show we immediately wanted to see as a Black Series figure, and even though he didn't turn out to have a larger role in the show, at least after the first season, you never know what could happen later, I was still looking forward to getting this guy for my collection. But unfortunately, as is with a lot of these Ahsoka figures, Hasbro messed up with making the paint inaccurate to the show. We'll take a closer look at the figure, but first let's take a look at the box. Like all Ahsoka figures, Marrok also comes in a standard galaxy type window packaging. Here on the back of the box we have a nice illustration of the character and a short bio. Marrok is number 8 in the Ahsoka line. On the side we have the same artwork that we saw on the back of the box, and in the front we can again see that we are back to those window type packagings. That's enough about the box. Let's now take a closer look at the figure. You can see that the sculpt looks good, but the paint is just way off. The armor should be much darker and not in this gray color. The other thing is that these orange markings are also inaccurate. It could represent rust or some kind of damage, but when you take a closer look, the same orange is on sleeves and pants as well. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but orange paint is all over the body. I know that I could repaint the figure myself, but that's not something that I like to do on a figure that I bought as a finished product. If this was a model kit, I would be fine with that. But again, the sculpt looks good. We have a nice soft goods cape that is removable, and I always love when we get soft goods capes with these figures. It gives us more posing options. The helmet is nicely sculpted. It gives you that middle-aged knight vibe with the visor covering the face like this, and there are a lot of these nicely sculpted details, these ridges and lines that go all around the helmet. The visor, of course, is not removable. We don't see the face in the show either way, so that's fine. I feel like there should be some black paint between these sculpted pieces on the visor. That part is missing, and this is not the first figure to have that issue. Chest armor also looks good. There are some kind of buttons and technical details sculpted on it. Shoulder pieces as well. They are on a ring on the inside of the butterfly joint, so they go out of the way, and this is a softer type of plastic. And this also is a soft plastic. It's an overlay that goes over the base body. These gauntlets also look good. They have a little bit of damage on them. Nicely sculpted details. The hands also look good with these sculpted knuckles here. We can see sculpted lines and wrinkles on the arms, and the pants also look good. Sculpting is good. The paint is a real problem, and we can see the lower legs as well. And this knee armor is also nicely sculpted. And the great thing about this is that when you articulate the knee like this, you want to put him in a kind of kneeling position, that armor piece is connected to the lower part of the leg, and that is much more accurate than when they connect it to the upper part. And then in this kind of position it just looks weird, but at least they did this right. So there is some unique sculpt for the feet. As you can see, this part going out on the side like this, and it's like that on both feet. The cape is made of a soft material, and you can see they even made some cutting at the bottom part so that it looks like it's damaged and used, so I like that. And again, as I said, all in all, the sculpt is great. I feel like they really did a great job here. The only part that is a problem, that is an issue, is the paint. There is some work to be done on this figure if you plan to get it for your collection, and again, that's something that we should not be doing on a figure that is sold to us as a finished product, so that's a shame. Let's now take a look at his accessory. Marrok comes with only one accessory, and that is his Inquisitor type double-bladed lightsaber. And this does look really good. The sculpting of the hilt is nice. It's not a full ring, but it's half a ring, and we have some nice silver parts on it and black hilt. And here we can see the peg, because the hilt can be connected to his back. Up here where we have a peg hole, there's not much else to say. It's a nice sculpt, and two vibrant red blades that can be removed from the hilt, and you can see that the lower part of the blade is sculpted in a way that it fits the shape of the hilt. There is a cut here, so the lower part of the blade is kind of missing, and so you just align it with the hilt, and that is the way how you should connect it. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head is on a double ball joint, so the movement of the head is really nice. I mean, look at all this range that you get from this guy. He can look down this much, up this much, he can tilt side to side, and the head rotates. We have a butterfly joint, and the arms rotate 360. As I said, shoulder piece goes out of the way, articulates alongside with the arm, so that's great. Arms move out this much, single bend in the elbow gives us this much, and the elbow swivels. And this is interesting, again, same as with the new Hera, Hasbro decided to give us a ball peg at the wrists. That's interesting. This is something that I was really looking forward to after seeing this for the first time on Cantina band figures. And Hasbro finally decided to do more of these kinds of things on some other figures. So there are no hinges on these hands. That's interesting. It's just a ball peg that has a little bit of movement, and so the hand can move up and down or in and out. That is nice. It's not a great range of movement, but I mean, even with Hasbro's hinges, we usually don't get a great range with their hands, you know. So this is a great refreshment for the line. I didn't expect to see this on these new figures, and it's the same thing on both hands. We have two cuts in the torso, here and down here, and it's all covered by the armor, so the upper part of the torso moves, and then the lower part moves as well. So you get that side to side movement, you get a little bit of tilt side to side. He crunches forward this much, back this much. There is no tie cut on the new Black Series figures, but there is still swivel in the hip. Legs move out this much, they move forward this much, back this much. We have a single bend in the knee, and the knee swivels. Feet move forward this much, back this much. We have a nice ankle pivot and pec holes at the bottom of his feet. I didn't expect this, but I must say that in terms of articulation, this is a great figure. This guy has some nice range of movement. And again, the only issue with it is the paint. The rest of it is amazing. So now let's compare this guy to some other figures. Here he is with the Black Series Morgan Elsbeth and the Black Series HK87 Assassin Droid. Here he is with the Black Series Ezra Bridger Lothal version and the Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn. Here he is with the Black Series Hera Syndulla and the Black Series Sabine Wren. And finally, here he is with the Black Series Professor Hu Yang and the Black Series Ahsoka Tano with soft goods poncho from Island Journey Rey. So all in all, I have to say that I'm really pleasantly surprised with this figure. I mean, when I saw the promo shots and the inaccuracies in the paint, I really started to hate this release. But now taking a closer look at it and messing around with its articulation, I would say that this is really a great release. Unfortunately, the paint is what makes you think if you'll get this figure or not. I mean, you can always repaint it yourself, but as I said before, that's not something that you should be doing on a figure that is sold to you as a finished product. I love that we get a soft goods cape on this figure. That's always a plus for me. The sculpt is beautiful, the articulation is really good, and ultimately I'll have to consider repainting the body myself. With all the issues on these Ahsoka figures, it looks like Hasbro really wanted to push these figures out as soon as possible, and these are the consequences. Anyway, I still think that the figure is great and the paint is the main issue, but now I would love to hear you guys. What are your thoughts about this figure? Do you plan on getting it or not? If you do plan on getting it, will you repaint it? Let me know down in the comments. Stay tuned for a posing video for Marrok, and in the meantime, check out my other videos. There are a lot of them on the channel, and I hope you'll find find something entertaining. Special thanks goes to all of my supporters on Patreon. You guys are the best. Your support means a lot to me because you really help me to continue making these reviews and posing videos. If anyone else can join and support the channel in that way, check out my Patreon page, the link is down in the description. Your support will be truly appreciated. If not, nevertheless, thank you all for watching because that helps as well. Now I'll get back to work and I'll see ya in the next video.